I had two great guys with Denzel and Calvin Avery in front of me, just learning their footsteps, and also having like Johnny and Keith and those other guys in the room, to teach me the ropes. And finally going to my last year, it's like, all right, it's time for me to take what I've learned, and just take it step by step.
One practice in, what stood out to you from last night?
What stood out to me is that I feel like we have a team that's bought in. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. And I feel like as a group collectively, we understand that, like, it's going to take day by day, stacking days, and just, living a tough, smart, dependable life. I feel like going through the whole summer with this whole group, I felt confident. Like, we have a group of guys feel like we're all bought in. And so what we're wanting to do is just knowing and understanding that with us having 45 new guys, this is our first camp, that everybody has to, like, buy into the details and stuff like that.
What's that mean to you to have that nose spot? We're going to be getting a lot of reps, and the last three guys have gotten camp invites at the next level. So what's it mean to you to kind of be having that opportunity?
Put it in perspective for me is like knowing like the reputation Coach J-Mo has put. Like it's a blessing, it's an opportunity, that I have to take advantage of. So for me, like going to camp and being like the starter, it's just living up to that mentality, because like as Coach B always said, like when you're in that position, you're expected to play to that level. So for me, it's just been going out there with a positive mindset. Making the plays that come to me, doing my job, and just helping the team as a whole.
What is it about that position? Like, obviously, you mentioned the guys he's had at nose before. Like, what is it about that he does so well to help you guys take that step?
I feel like as Coach J-Mo is like, he's big on fundamentals and getting us to understand, like, we're the anchor of the defense. Like, the nose, the mic, and that safety are, like, vital for our defensive success. So as far as, like, playing that job, you have to, like, be bought in on doing your job, playing with fundamentals, just understanding, like, you're going to make the plays that come to you, but ultimately, like, it's kind of like an offensive line type situation. Like, when you're not doing your job, it pops out. When you're doing your job, it kind of goes unnoticed, but you just have to embrace that role.
Obviously, it's so tough to try and replace a guy like Johnny Newton, but how is this D-line group kind of approaching that challenge this year?
I feel like with us having, like, a few transfers and a group of young guys, it's like we got to see it, like, up close, so it's like you got to not necessarily recreate his success, but like take the bits and pieces of what he has did in his career and what they seen, and like try to not necessarily like do what he's doing, but take what you can. I feel like as a team, it's been like it's taking his prep, like his routine and stuff that he was doing to get him to the high level, because like with that type of play, like it takes a lot of work, and the routines and habits he built outside of the field is what the guys have to take from, like, with his prep, preparation, take care of his body, just working and being a good guy in general.
What have those three guys from the transfer portal added to the room?
I feel like one, they've added experience. That's been the best thing about it. But like also coming from different schools, having their perspectives and being at good programs themselves, they've came in and been able to like not only like learn from the young guys, but teach them what they have learned throughout their college careers. And just guys that came in and gelled with the room, and like it's been fun so far.
You've been in that position before yourself, obviously. So did you kind of help them along when they first got here, based on your experience?
Yes, sir. So for me, it was like just making them feel welcome and knowing like we're all in this together, because like you said, me transferring, coming to a new school, it's like you kind of don't know what to expect sometimes with the new portal world. But for them, it's like, all right, just let them come in and be like, bro, we all trying to get to the same goal, like, and if I got you, you got me, let's get to it together, because at the end of the day, it's we all we got. So.
From a defensive perspective, how's Luke Altmaier look to you so far?
I mean, Luke is gonna do what Luke does. He's our quarterback. We trust him. We believe in him. He's in that position for a reason. For him, it's like, I mean, just as Coach B said, to be a starter, you have to be tough, smart, and dependable. And for Luke, that's just being himself and doing those main three things. It's like that's what we need from him, and that's the standard he holds himself to. And like, I'm confident that he would do what he needs to do.
Staff kind of raves about Alex Bray and the way he kind of shot up the depth chart. What are they seeing in that young guy?
Man, that kid, Bray, I remember the first day he came on campus back last year. His work ethic is unmatched. Like, he's just a guy that's just wanting to go after and get in. I think that's like his wrestling background and understanding like the type of work and energy you have to put to play at a high level. For me, it's just been like he's been really bought in. And not only is it with him being a young guy, it's like if you're just a guy walking the facility, you meet Alex Bray and his character and how he goes about his business, you probably wouldn't think he'd be a young guy because he just carries himself so well, you know, and he just really bought into what we're trying to do as a program.
Tira, now that you have multiple years under your belt, how would you describe kind of walking in here for the first time and just trying to learn everything? Was it hard, or was it frustrating, difficult for you to kind of get down what they wanted you to get down?
I feel like it necessarily wasn't hard. I feel like as a player, as a person in general, like you have to go through experiences, you know, to learn them. And it wasn't that I wasn't there. It's just like, you know, everybody has a timeline. And for me, it was just playing my role to its best ability. And like, I feel like going into my last year, you know, I've been able to like, all right, take bits and pieces of what I've done right and what I haven't did to my best ability, and just kind of like put it all together, you know, going to this last season. Like, one thing, you can't beat experience, and like me being an older guy now, it's like I know how to go about my business and what not to do, you know, just ultimately just buying into what Coach B and them are saying, you know, like that's been the biggest thing for me. It's like these coaches, Coach B is coached at the highest level, and he's been successful at this level, and Coach J-Mo, all those guys I can name, they know what they're talking about. And the main thing for me is like, if I could tell my younger self, is like buy into what they're doing, because it's easy to say, but you got to live that everyday routine and everyday habits, you know.
You focused on, I know, the opener and getting through camp, but in 4 months from today, you're going to Wrigley to play the old school. Have you allowed yourself to think about that at all?